Well, hello, and welcome again to the 2012fad.com. I will be your host for this evening, and my name is Charlie Bluehawk. Last night we talked about evil always wins, and why our Master's great plan is so important, so embedded into their very being, that they would willingly, happily sacrifice themselves, their families, their world, our world, to make it come true. Calling Satan back to earth to sit on the throne, and then rising up, throwing Satan down, and taking their place and making themselves gods. No, I don't think we'll ever be able to have a meeting of the minds with our masters, because they are, frankly, just too different from you and I. They are quite literally alien, because this is how they think. There's nothing we can do to bridge the gap of communication, of reality, because they apparently live in a totally different reality than you or I do. Tonight I thought we would have a fun conversation about our friend, the cell phone. And to start off, I thought we would start with some, really fun facts to begin. Again, all stuff that you can check for yourself. Did you know, fun fact number one, did you know that while the battery in your cell phone is charged up, your cell phone is always on, even when you have turned it off? Fun fact number two, your cell phone, since it's always on, is listening to your conversation right now. You can prove this for yourself for a few $100s. Take a trip to Radio Shack. You too can listen in on other people's private, personal conversations. Buy a couple of the gizmos they have at Radio Shack. I'm sure they'll be happy to help you out. So you can actually listen to people's conversations on their cell phones when they think their cell phone is off. If you can do it from Radio Shack, I guarantee our friends at the CIA have been doing it for a lot longer. They've been listening to our phones in our homes since the 1950s. Fun fact number three, your cell phone is a microwave transmitter. And you know what your body is? Your body is 97% water. And do you know what water is really great at doing? Acting as an antenna. Because that's what your body becomes when you press your cell phone against your skin. Your body is now the antenna for a microwave oven. Now, if you're a girl and you like wearing those very, very tight pants, and thank you, by the way, for that, and you really love your cute little girl cell phone, and you really like to tuck it into your front pockets of your very tight pants because it's very stylish and makes you look cool, did you know, for example, since your cell phone is always on, and since your cell phone is a microwave transmitter, and since you're 97% water, did you know that when you put that cute little sexy girl phone in your front pants, that you're cooking your own ovaries? And after that, a few years, not only will you have cooked your own ovaries, making you sterile, or worse, children who will be probably deformed, but also that a sizable portion of your waist and your legs have cooked meat in them. Cooked meat in your own body, which means dead flesh. Dead meat. And did you know that there are places, parts of your body, that will be dead inside of you? And it's the same with guys. You're cooking your testicles. And it's amazing. You can actually look up studies the Russians and the Swedish have done on the effects of microwave energy, a microwave oven, on food, and how it actually redesigns the molecular structure of the food that you're eating. Turns it into toxins and poisons. Can you imagine what microwave energy will do to your ovaries, to your testes, to your eggs, to your sperm? I don't even want to get into the deformities we're talking about with your children. So let's not even go there. I'm a little squeamish when it comes to talking about deforming and hurting children. But let's talk about you. Do you remember what we talked about in an earlier episode, what loves to grow and to thrive inside of the areas of your body where there is no oxygen? And inside of the dead meat inside of your body, there's not going to be any oxygen. What's going to grow there is a fungus that we like to call cancer. So Is your cell phone really dangerous? Well, again, this is something that you do not need for me or anyone else to tell you. This is something you can easily demonstrate for yourself. Get your best friend over, the person that you have down on your cell phone calling plan as your calling buddy, which means unlimited calling time, because I don't want you to waste any money. Now, call each other, be in the same house, be in the same room, call each other on your cell phones, and just to keep the static down, set the cell phones on mute so you don't hear that endless echo. Now, this is going to require a raw egg from the fridge, and a raw egg that's still in the shell. So make sure you have a nice, set in the fridge for you. Now pick one at random. Get a couple of rubber bands. Now what you're going to do, your cell phones are still on, they're still calling each other, but they're on mute, so you don't get that reverb. What you're going to do is you're going to take your two cell phones and you're going to put them together with the egg in the middle. So both of the cell phones are facing each other on either sides of the raw egg still in the shell. Now, use the rubber bands to tie the two cell phones in place. What you're going for is you're looking for a cell phone and egg sandwich. Now you're just going to leave them that way for like 30 minutes. Go watch TV, have a beer or something. So 30 minutes goes by. You've left the two cell phones. You and your best buddy have tied your two cell phones together. They're still on, still calling each other, and in between them you've wrapped an egg still in the shell. You come back in 30 minutes, you untie the cell phones, crack open the egg in a pan, and then you decide. That egg is your head. That egg, those are your ovaries. That egg, those are your testicles. Now imagine falling asleep at night, as many teenagers do, while calling their best friends on their unlimited calling plan, and falling asleep with their cell phones still on, pressed against their heads all night. And you decide. Look at that egg. It's up to you. Now me, I don't care for myself much. You see, I don't have anybody in my life. I got no one to love, and no one loves me. I am eminently forgettable for some reason. Now, please, I'm not saying this because I want your sympathy. I tell you this plain fact of my life to make a very blunt point for you. I have no one to live for. I have nothing to live for. So if I get zapped by my cell phone, and yes, I have one, but I do try to carry it in my jacket pocket. If I get zapped, I really don't care. I can barely choke down one meal a day to keep myself alive. There's something in the adult human male that just shuts us down when we don't have, people to live for, don't have women in our lives. But again, I don't want your sympathy. That's not my point. I'm not looking for your sympathy. I'm trying to scare you into listening. Do you have something worth living for? Do you have someone you love? Do you have someone who loves you? How do you think they would feel if they found out that you were hurting yourself? How do you think they would react if they knew you were cooking parts of your body? A body, I hope, that they are interested in. Now, how would you feel if the person that you love was cooking parts of their body, their brain, their ovaries, their testicles? Things I hope you are interested in. Now, maybe it's time that you start thinking for yourself. So, for all of us here at the 2012fad.com, this is Charlie Bluehawk, wishing you a really good day and reminding you, please keep that one good thought. It may be the only thing any of us have. The 2012 Fad is brought to you by Coffee and Blood, Love Letters Between the Dead, a series of 5 erotica horror novels about a fallen angel finding his way back to regain his own soul, and how the CIA war against the human race Their black magic captures and traps him in the body of a mind-controlled slave designed to hunt down and to kill their god. There's Satan.